very good evening, viewers. You're watching 6 Stories at 6, and I am Rakshita Mishra with you. We get you a quick roundup of what stories have been lined up for you in this edition, viewers. First up is going to be the story from the Washington DC, viewers. Republic TV is the first, the only network, in fact, that has questioned the Trump administration. We'll get you that. But first story we start with the attack on Rekha Gupta. The Chief Minister of Delhi has been attacked. The accused has been arrested. We will tell you more about that. Also, story number 2 will be on the Dharmastala conspiracy. Massive protests have been taken out by the Hindu groups, and they are also now hinting at a missionary angle and foreign funding angle. We'll get you more on that. Story number 3 is from Ahmedabad. It's a shocking case where a class 10 student been stabbed by another student. There's massive anger amongst people. The next story lined up for you on this show is the direct exchange between Donald Trump administration and Republic TV. Republic TV has asked pincer questions to the Trump administration amid the tariff war, the only network to do so right now, only Indian network to do so. Also, Jaishankar, the External Affairs Minister, is in Moscow, and there are important meetings that are lined up. We'll tell you what's on agenda. And story number 6 is how there's another case of stray dog attack that has emerged, and the victim is in critical condition. So we start with the story of the attack on Rekha Gupta, the Chief Minister of Delhi, viewers. Now, there was big drama that unfolded during the public meeting where Chief Minister Rekha Gupta was attacked. She was conducting her Jan Sunwai, where she interacts with the people, and this was happening at her residence. Now, the attacker has been arrested, but in the latest twist, BJP leader Harish Khurana has posted a picture of the accused with an Aam Aadmi Party leader. He claims that there's a link to it, and he has also asked Kejriwal to give an explanation on that. Here's more.
The Chief Minister was allegedly attacked during a Jan Sunwai at her civil lines residence this morning.
आदमी आता है, गंदे कपड़े रहते, डॉक्यूमेंट्स उसके हाथ में रहते हैं, वो डायरेक्टर ने मैडम पे हैवी होता है, मतलब ऐसा कुछ हाथ छोड़ता है, ये हाथ छोड़ने लगता है और पागल सा हो जाता है वो, और उससे एकदम से मैडम भयभीत हो जाती है, गिर जाती है।
वो अपनी कोई बात बता रहे थे, एकदम बात बताते वक्त वो अभी बात ही हो रही थी, उन्होंने एकदम थप्पड़ मार दी, जो कि गलत है।
According to the eyewitnesses, a man stormed into the grievance hearing carrying some papers, shouted, abused, and allegedly slapped her. Witness claimed he even pulled her hair and threw objects at her before being overpowered by the security. The accused, identified as Rajesh, 41-year-old from Rajkot in Gujarat, is now being questioned at the Civil Lines police station. Delhi police immediately took the accused into custody and confirmed further investigation is underway. Meanwhile, the CCTV footage of the attacker conducted recce was also accessed by the police. The attacker conducted a recce 24 hours before the attack. Delhi Chief Minister's office released a statement saying that this proves the attack was a pre-planned conspiracy.
એટલે સોમવારે તો કે એટલે સોમવારનું એને બહુ મહાદેવનું ભગત છે એટલે તો ચાલ મહિનામાં 2 વખત જાય કઈ 1 વખત જાય કઈ 2 વખત જાય તો આજ વખતે તો દિલ્હી ગયો એમ પપ્પાએ ફોન કર્યો તો કે હું દિલ્હી છું કે શા માટે તો કે કૂતરા માટે બીજું કાંઈ બોલ્યો જ નહીં એ કૂતરા માટે ગયા આમાં વિડિયો આવ્યો તો કૂતરાનો એટલે એમાં વિડિયો એમાં આવ્યો તો આ કૂતરાને બહાર મૂકી આવો કે આ બધા નુકસાન કરે છે.
BJP leader Manjinder Singh Sirsa alleged a political conspiracy, saying rivals cannot tolerate a chief minister who meets the public directly.
माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी दिल्ली की रात दिन चिंता करती हैं और यही विरोधियों की साजिशें हैं। उनसे ये बर्दाश्त नहीं होता कि एक मुख्यमंत्री कितने घंटे पब्लिक के बीच में रहता है, जनता को आमतौर पर मिलते हैं, अपने निवास स्थान पर जिसका दिल करता हो आके मिल सकता है। यही कारण है कि इसके पीछे कोई राजनीतिक साजिश की बू आ रही है।
Delhi BJP President Virendra Sachdeva dismissed claims of a slap, saying that a man pulled the chief minister's hand, leading to jostling in which her head may have hit the table edge. He insisted that stories of slap or stone throwing were fabricated. He condemned the incident, calling it a serious security lapse.
थप्पड़ जो चला रहे हैं वो फैब्रिकेटेड है। अच्छा। लेकिन टेबल का कोई कोना या कुर्सी का कुछ कोना सर पे जरूर ऐसा लगता लगा है, इसकी उनको शिकायत चल रही है। लेकिन मुख्यमंत्री बहादुर महिला है, हमारी बहन है, स्थिर है।
Delhi Minister Kapil Mishra termed the incident a cowardly act, saying those exposing the government's welfare schemes were resorting to such tactics.
जो भी लोग ये सोचते हैं कि किसी महिला के ऊपर हिंसा करके, हमला करके दिल्ली के काम को रोक देंगे, दिल्ली के विकास को रोक देंगे, ऐसे अपराधियों को दिल्ली माफ़ नहीं करेगी, कानून भी माफ़ नहीं करेगा। ये शर्मनाक है, आपराधिक हमला है और बहुत ही खराब नीयत के साथ ये हमला किया गया है।
Top Delhi police officials have reached the residence. Meanwhile, the opposition has demanded accountability, raising concerns over security inside the Chief Minister's residence itself. The attacker remains in custody as the inquiry continues. For now, CM Rekha Gupta's condition is stable, but security questions remain wide open.
Now viewers, the Dharmastala conspiracy case has turned into a storm of faith, fury and allegations of a massive hoax. The masked informant, the man who triggered this entire controversy, is once again under the SIT scanner. Now, he has been grilled for days, summoned yet again today. But outside the probe room, the anger is palpable. It's boiling over on the streets. Here's more on the story.
The Dharmastala conspiracy case has taken a shocking new turn today. The man behind the mask, the so-called informant and complainant, faces yet another round of intense questioning. For 3 straight days, SIT officers grilled him, but the mystery only deepens. Today he's back under the scanner. SIT Chief Pranav Mohanty may himself step in to confront him. Meanwhile, the BJP has urged Union Home Minister Amit Shah for an investigation on the foreign funding angle, because there are suspicions that there could be hidden hands of missionaries at play. And even as the investigation gathers pace, anger explodes on the streets. Devotees and Hindu leaders rally in Davangere, charging that the Dharmastala burial claim was nothing but a hoax. From Jaideva Circle to the AC office, the message was thunderous: stop the false propaganda, stop the lies. Over 1,000 devotees, including women, marched with faith and fury. Their demand: punish those who defame the sacred shrine, punish those who planted misinformation. A memorandum was also submitted to the government through the sub-divisional officer. The voice of the devotees is clear. The sanctity of Dharmastala cannot be compromised, and the hoax must be exposed.
Now, a horrifying act of violence outside a school in Ahmedabad has left the city in deep shock. A 15-year-old student was brutally stabbed to death, allegedly by a younger classmate. You heard that right. It has sparked massive outrage and violent protests. The probe on the motive behind the crime is underway. Here's the full story.
A shocking act of violence outside a school in Ahmedabad has sent shockwaves through the city. Massive protests broke out outside the Seventh-day Adventist School, a private institution in Gujarat's Ahmedabad. This comes after a class student of 10th standard, Nayan, was fatally stabbed, allegedly by a class 8 student. Nayan was rushed to the hospital, but he tragically succumbed to his injuries. Grief quickly turned into fury. The victim's family members and members of the Sindhi community and parents gathered outside the school demanding justice. Tensions escalated as protesters ransacked parts of the school building. Several school buses, two-wheelers and four-wheelers parked outside were also vandalized during the unrest. Windows and doors were shattered and property was extensively damaged. A student's mother questioned the school administration, asking why complaints are taken lightly with no strict action.
मेरे खुद की 2 बेटियां ये स्कूल में पढ़ाई कर रही है, एक 10वीं में है और एक 6ठी क्लास में है। और ये जो घटना आजकल की नहीं है, करीबन 2 साल से ऐसे न्यूशंस सामने आते जा रहे हैं बार-बार, क्योंकि 2 बार तो मैंने खुद ने कंप्लेन करी है। बस में भी आप देखें तो अब उधर भाषा का इस्तेमाल किया जाता है लड़कों द्वारा। मतलब प्रशासन कर क्या रहा है? सब फीस के मामले में, हेल्थ के, इंश्योरेंस के पैसे के मामले में, ये खर्चा वो एकदम जिम्मेदारी से लेते हैं। लेकिन जब सुरक्षा की बात आती है, बच्चों के संस्कार की बात आती है, पढ़ाई की बात आती है, उसमें जीरो।
Police believe the stabbing may have stemmed from a previous altercation between the two students. Nayan was reportedly confronted by a group of 7 to 8 teenagers, and during the scuffle, he was stabbed in the abdomen. An FIR has been filed and the accused is now in police custody.
क्लास 10th के 2 स्टूडेंट थे, उनके आपस में झगड़ा हुआ, उसकी वजह से एक स्टूडेंट ने दूसरे को चाकू मार दिया था। कल ही पुलिस ने उसमें FIR दाखिल करके उसमें जो अक्यूज के रूप में आरोपी था, जो जुवेनाइल था, पुलिस ने उसको डिटेन कर लिया था। मीनवाइल रात को ट्रीटमेंट के दरमियान जो इंसिडेंट में पीड़ित बच्चा था, उसकी डेथ हो गई है। तो उसके परिवार वाले, स्कूल में जो बाकी स्टूडेंट्स पढ़ते हैं, उनके पेरेंट्स और सिंधी समाज के भीड़ यहाँ पे है। तो सफिशिएंट संख्या में पुलिस की यहाँ प्रेजेंस है। ऑलरेडी पुलिस ने मेन अक्यूज को डिटेन कर रखा है और इन्वेस्टिगेशन आगे बढ़ा रहे हैं।
DCP Crime Branch Sharad Singhal stated that the situation is now under control.
कल 2 बच्चों के बीच में झड़प हुई थी और उसमें एक लड़के ने जो छरी मारी है और कल रात को लड़के की डेथ हुई है। उनके पेरेंट्स में आक्रोश था कि वो जब स्कूल आए उसके बाद 108 में बच्चे को लेके गए, जिससे उसका ब्लड लॉस ज़्यादा हुआ।
Gujarat Minister Praful Pancheria has described the incident as a red signal that children have entered the world of crime.
ये हमारे लिए दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है, सभ्य समाज के लिए रेड सिग्नल है। बच्चों एक क्राइम तक पहुंच गए। परिवार को मैं हृदयपूर्वक की सांत्वना देता हूं और इस केस को हम शिक्षा विभाग स्टडी करेंगे कि ये बच्चे लोगों में इतना क्राइम बढ़ रहा है, ये सभ्य समाज के लिए ये अच्छा नहीं।
Further probe on the case is currently underway. The police is trying to determine the motive behind the attack, but the anger continues to mount and the school is yet to answer on the security lapse which has cost the life of a 10th standard student.
And India's most influential network has cornered Trump's government over tariff doublespeak. Now, Trump government responds to Republic Media Network's questionnaire. For the first time, viewers, an Indian news network has cornered the US government amid the trade war. Here's all you need to know about it.
Amid the tariff war raked by Trump, Republic cornered US government on the ongoing trade and tariff issues. In a sharp exchange, Republic posed its first direct question to the Trump administration, seeking clarity on remarks by the White House trade advisor Peter Navarro, who suggested that India must act like a strategic partner if it wants to be treated like one, while also accusing New Delhi of cozying up to Russia and China. Responding exclusively to Republic, the Trump government has issued its first statement, warning India on its ties with China and Russia. The US administration underlined that it engages in full and frank dialogue with India, including on New Delhi's relations with Moscow and Beijing. Citing President Trump's recent executive order, the statement stressed that India's continued importation of Russian oil undermines Washington's efforts to counter Russia's harmful activities. The US further cautioned countries worldwide, including India, against actions that could potentially finance Russia's war in Ukraine. This marks the Trump government's first official response to Republic questionnaire. Republic cornered the Trump administration with its second set of tough questions. At the heart of the matter lies America's own trade with Russia. While Washington cautions the world, including India, against engaging with Moscow, Republic asks, can the US confirm if it continues to import uranium from Russia as stated on the US ITC website? has America's imports from Russia actually grown over by 23% this year, particularly uranium and palladium? If these imports have indeed grown, then is the US not violating its own principle while urging other countries to halt trade with Russia? And finally, does the Trump administration plan to stall these imports of key minerals like uranium and palladium, resources that it itself calls the funding of the war machine? While the US government continues to duck and dodge Republic's question on the Russian trade, Russia stands tall with India. Backing India, Russia offered 5% discount on oil to India. Russia also said that friends do not put sanctions on each other.
Now, India's Moscow outrage continues. The bonhomie between the two countries continues. Bilateral ties are being strengthened. Its External Affairs Minister this time, who is visiting Russia for a 3-day visit. This is after NSC Doval was in Moscow. Now, Jaishankar today met the Russian think tank to discuss India-Russia relations. The trip comes at a time when New Delhi's ties with Washington DC are under strain over tariffs and, most importantly, the Russian crude oil imports. Here's more.
From trade to geopolitics, India and Russia relations are back in focus. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar is in Moscow for a 3-day visit. The visit is aimed at reinforcing the time-tested India-Russia special and privileged strategic partnership. During the visit, the External Affairs Minister will co-chair the 26th session of the India-Russia Intergovernmental Commission. Today, he met with prominent scholars and think tank representatives of Russia, discussing contemporary India-Russia relations. The Commission will deliberate on trade, economic, scientific, technological and cultural cooperation. Dr. Jaishankar will also hold discussions with his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov. The talks will focus on regional and global issues, including recent US peace initiative on Ukraine. India has been a consistent supporter of dialogue with Russia, while also calling for peace efforts, diplomacy and negotiations to end the Ukraine conflict. Be it the Alaska summit or meeting with President Donald Trump and President Zelensky, India has remained vocal and active, and Jaishankar's visit is expected to further shape New Delhi's diplomatic position. The visit also comes against the backdrop of tensions in India and US relations following President Donald Trump's move to double down tariff on Indian goods and impose an additional penalty on India's continued purchase of Russian crude oil. Commenting on the visit, the Ministry of External Affairs said that it is aimed at further strengthening the long-standing and privileged strategic partnership between India and Russia. The timing of the visit is crucial while US pushes peace initiative in Ukraine. Jaishankar's presence in Moscow highlights India's active role in the evolving global diplomacy.
Another case of dog bite has now surfaced. This is from Chikkaballapur in Karnataka. The stray dogs reportedly attacked a young child, leaving him in a critical condition. Now, this comes after the landmark judgment of the Supreme Court, the observation that was made by the Supreme Court, the order by the Supreme Court to provide shelter to all stray dogs to avoid such cases. This was only in Delhi and NCR.
Amid the spree of stray dog attacks, yet another incident surfaced from Karnataka's Chikkaballapur. A young boy was brutally mauled by a pack of stray dogs while playing at the Netaji Stadium in Shidlaghata. The victim Charan was playing when a pack of stray dogs pounced on him. The dogs bit him repeatedly, leaving him bleeding and severely injured. Witnesses rushed to rescue Charan and carried him to the hospital. Doctors at the Shidlaghata Government Hospital say that his condition is critical and treatment is underway. This shocking attack once again raises urgent questions over public safety and stray dog menace in our cities. A young child now fights for his life because of sheer neglect.
And that's all we'll get back in this edition of 6 Stories at 6. We'll be right back with more breaking news. Thanks for watching.